I thought I'd do a little walk around of a modification I did to my Splitfire. This is my Splitfire 1165V. I love the little split, works great. But I did let me move some of this junk off the top here. I've only had one issue with it that I felt needed to be addressed for safety. This thing is, if you're working on flat concrete or something like that, this is great. Of course, my place is on a hill, so everything's tilted. And I was picking up a pretty good sized log several weeks back and actually flipped the machine over because it is top heavy, and if you get too much weight over here, and it was sitting on a hill and it was a little out of kilter, and it didn't go all the way over. And I was able just to stand it right back up, but it gave me, I knew when I first bought this, I said this footprint is awful small, but I love the machine. There's nothing that's happened to it it's been great. But I went ahead and put a stabilizer system on mine. I also changed first thing I did, I changed the dimension. I went from here where the original hitch was, I raised it up so it fit my side-by-side, my Kubota. And then I did that just first without all the extra stuff. And then when I decided to build the stabilizer bars, I just wanted to give this thing a larger footprint. And as you can see now, it actually comes out, it's right at, well, let me find a tape and I'll show you. Let me get a tape out of the toolbox here. Okay, and I'll show you the measurement, my final width. I think it's a little over, it's right at a little over 5 feet. I'll try to, let's see if I can do this. I'll hook it down there. So the final width, yeah, it's almost 5.5 feet. It's center to center, it's about 64, center of foot to center of foot. So what I did, I bought these little small jacks at Harbor Freight, cheapest place I found them, $39. All of this is regular. This is when I build a tube hitch for a truck or something. That's that 2.5 3/16 wall, which you see a lot for truck hitches. And then what I did is got 2-inch tubing slides inside it. So what I made a little spacer out of some 3x3. This is just stuff I had around the shop. I spaced it up with that piece of 3x3, cut a piece 12 inches long, drilled some 11/16 holes in it to make, I just took some bolts, made some pins. Did have one little hiccup here that I noticed. My jack is kind of in the way of that pin. It's no big deal. I can pop this jack off, and the pin went in fine, but probably what I would do if I had to do another one, make this piece right here just a little longer, move your hole out another 3 inches, and be fine. So instead of 12 inches, maybe make it 15 inches or 16 inches long. And the tubing that slides inside, 2-inch tubing, goes all the way to just about the middle right there. There's a little gap so they don't hit, of course. And I just had some scrap, and I just put a little reinforcement bar here to there. And then I added another piece of 1x2 tubing that I had. You can use anything you want, and made a stiffener for that section right there. But that's all the factory, pin and stuff like that. It's a 1/2 inch. I think it's a 1/2 inch or 5/8 pin. And it's a 1/2 inch pin, I think. Maybe it's metric. So put these jacks on there. So when I want to haul it, I just unpin all this, lay it in the back of the side-by-side, get it to where I want it to go. And if I'm on a hillside, I can get this thing stabilized. I can get it level, I can get it stabilized. If I have to, I can run the wheel up on a piece of wood or something to kind of get it up where it needs to be. But the main thing is just spreading this footprint out. And I think this is going to do everything I need to do. And do your best to get it on a level spot. But even on a level spot, I'm going to tell you, these little feet right here are great. They're fine. Probably with this system, I won't even use them, just because this is heavy enough to handle the if I put a max size log on this and raise it up, I've got plenty of pressure, because it did when it flipped over on me. It just came down this way, and like I said, it was sitting on a little bit of a tilt. I'm not blaming the machine. I'm blaming where I parked it. I'm not blaming the machine at all. Just for my application, I wanted a broader footprint. And there's probably 1,000 ways you can do it. I just threw this together actually last night in about, I don't know, I built this in about a couple hours. You know, and then had a can of spray paint, just painted it up. So anyway, I just did that to my Splitfire. Now I'm gonna feel a whole lot more comfortable when I'm raising big pieces up, that I've got a foot way out here instead of a foot right here, I've got a foot way out here. So that's what I'm gonna like about it, and I'm not expecting to have any more problems with that flipping over. But I'm also gonna be more careful about where I place it. Now, like I said, if you're on a straight concrete, you're probably fine. I still like having, I'm kind of a safety nut when it comes to stability. I want things to be stable for sure. So I think this will take care of it. It's not a huge, I do metal work for a living, so I know some people aren't able to do this, but you can take it to a local welding shop and have them fab the stuff up you need. It shouldn't be too expensive, but I think it's worth spending a few $100s to get somebody to fab it up for you. Like I said, I had 39, basically 40 time tax and all, about $75 in the jacks. I did on mine when I first got it. I don't like just it doesn't come with any kind of jack. So I had this little TSC jack in the shop. I had it, wasn't using it on anything. I put it on here, and that was the first thing I did to this machine, was make the hitch go higher and put this jack stand on. You could put a wheel one on there if you want to, if you're rolling it around concrete. But I don't worry about folding mine up as tight as I can go, that kind of thing. Because I say the only thing that I wish, if somebody has a better idea, I wish they'd tell me. The only thing I have a problem with is hooking up that cylinder by yourself. When you've got this raised up to like a stove position where this table lift's gonna fold all the way up and pin right here. Trying to put that back in there by yourself is a nightmare. I wish there was a little bit easier way for that to be done, because I'm doing it by myself. I don't exactly know the answer to that. If somebody somebody at Splitfire can tell me a method that they do it, that you can do it by yourself and not pinch your fingers or hurt your back, because that's not a light piece. The lift is not a light piece. That is a bit of a bit burdensome to me to try to get that to happen. So there's maybe another way to do it I'm missing. So anyway, overall though, I love the machine. Man, I've been splitting some wood with it, and I hope to split some tomorrow. I've got a bunch to split, and so far, if I can fit it under there, if it's a big piece, I don't ever start in the middle. I just start the outside and whittle down. And if you do that, it'll do everything you want to do. When I first got it, I stuck some, I wanted to see what it'd do, and I stuck some elm under there. And that elm, that's got that real knotty, woven fiber in it, the way those grains go. And when I first did it, I actually bent this little piece. It was some tough wood. It just wouldn't do what I wanted. It wouldn't do it. But I was trying to split in the middle again. So what I did, I popped that off, a couple screws, flattened it out, no big deal, put it back on. But other than that, I've not had any issues with it at all. Starts good, runs good. This is not for the professional who's going to run it 8 hours a day. Because the hydraulic, if you're going to run it a lot, you would probably want to add an additional hydraulic tank to give you some more fluid, because this tube does get warm as that fluid warms up. So I'm not running it more than about maybe 4 hours at a time anyway, so it's perfect for me. I love the speed, so I think Splitfire did a really good job on these. Anyway, just wanted to show y'all my attachment here. It's going to work out good, and maybe this will help somebody else. This is just you can do it however you want to. This is just the way I did it. Again, I build a lot of stuff, and there's always 1,000 ways to build different things, so I don't get too tore up about people finding a better way to do it too. Anyway, hope y'all have a blessed evening. It is 2026 now, so Happy New Year to everybody. God bless. Take care.